So I got asked by somebody on an email, what is the, what kind of religious beliefs do homeless people have? What the fuck kind of question is that? I don't get it. But if I'm going to take it through just a general sense of it, I don't know. I really don't know. I can't speak for every homeless person, whether they believe in a God or not. I'm completely deaf in one ear, so I'm really sorry. It's hard for me to talk and comprehend what I'm saying to you at the same time because I can't hear. I've got earwax shoved down here so bad that I can't hear nothing, and I don't know how to get it out. I've tried flushing water down here and it won't work. So anyway, for those of you who have visited my website, I've written extensively on the Bible and what I believe the Bible to be. So if let's first break it down and take a Christian perspective of it. I'm just going to say God anyway, but I don't feel God exists for homeless people. I don't feel that it's present at all. I have not felt God's presence since I've been in this situation. But I also must tell you in the same breath that I believe that He is protecting me. I do believe in a God. I may not believe in the God you believe in. It's also been my experience that we all worship a different Jesus. Or at least a different version. So, it's hard to get a fully round perspective on it because I can't. There's other gods involved, whether you want to acknowledge that or not. There's Vishnu, there's Brahma, there's Allah. Buddha's not a god, but there's Buddhism involved too. So I just don't see God involved in this program much, even though one can make the argument that, well, you're sleeping in shelters that are provided by churches. Well, that's always been the role of a church, so that's not saying much. And there's more of a political motive behind that than there is just because they feel sorry for homeless people, because not every church is opening its doors to homeless people in the city, as I've stated in several videos already. So religion is not a big part of it, as one would think. Having said that, I do know some homeless people who pray before their meals when they get food put before them. I have seen that. I have seen ones cross themselves, whether they are Catholic or Eastern Orthodox, such as myself. But I can say this, that my own church has turned its back on me. I haven't received an email from my parish in almost a month and a half since they found out about my situation. Thanks for thinking about me, guys. Religion is a big business in this country. It's very commercialized, and it's nothing personal. The personal aspect of religion in this country has vanished. It's been gone for a very long time. The Bible is full of errors. It's full of fallacies. It's full of contradictions. Look, I'm getting off track here, but you can read my articles on markgrago.com. Just type in religious essays and you'll find them all there. And you can get my views on my views on the New Testament and a couple other things that I've written about. But I just don't see God as a relevant source in this. It's more of a matter of survival and your personal survival rather than spiritual. If it works for you to sit down every day and meditate for 5 hours or 1 hour or 30 minutes and thank God for you being homeless, which is better, I suppose, than being dead, then that's fine. I'm not castigating it, but I'm not going to sit here and praise it either. For me, it's ancillary to suggest that you need to have some form of spiritual embodiment to accept your situation. That said, I think that if your choice of religion is going to have if you believe, you can believe anything you want, but if you believe it's going to have an outcome in the long term of things, well, then I guess, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and keep practicing your religion. But from my gathering out here and my perspective, religion has done very little. And that's not to say that the churches out here haven't worked together or separately to help homeless people. But again, I think it's more of a political incentive than it is a spiritual practice or a humane practice. That's just my belief, because of my observations on how I view things and how I see it. And how I see it may not be how other people see it. That's fine too. I was asked by a couple of folks out there, my viewers, what I thought religion and homeless people have in common, and I'm trying to answer that. From my own perspective, I just don't think God is an effective weapon out here. I just don't. If you believe that, then that's good. Nothing wrong with it. I am just not of the opinion that God is out here with his guardian angels, protecting homeless people. Not after the stuff that I've seen out in the streets thus far. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't see miracles being implemented at all. I just don't. I'm not saying that that's not the case. I can't prove miracles one way or another. There's radio waves in the air. You can't see them, but I guarantee you they exist because you listen to a radio. You send and receive text messages on your phone. Those waves do exist in the air. So for things that don't exist, when people say, well, if you can't see it, it doesn't exist, it's simply not true. So look, I don't want to get off topic here, but for me, it doesn't make sense to believe in a personal God when you find yourself in these kinds of circumstances. And then some people would say, well, on the contrary, Mark, that's when your faith should really be put to the test. Look, in my life already and what I have been through and what I have done, being homeless is actually a small part of my trial in life. I've actually been through things much worse than homelessness. And you can't know what those are because I've never told you, but for right now, you're just going to have to take my word for it. So, for me, it would make more sense that God was involved in other things in my life through the stuff that I've already been through as compared to this. So I guess what I'm really trying to say is, do I need God in this situation? No, I don't. I don't. Would I like him to be there? Yeah, sure, why not? If he is there, I appreciate it. If he is not there, I still have the strength to carry on. Wasn't it Buddha who taught that, gods are not what brings you through the trials in your life, it is you? That's not saying Buddha didn't believe in gods. He did. But he didn't believe gods were needed for you to bring yourself out of your own misery. Anyways, okay, I don't want to shout out my floor, because I know I'm going to get some feedback from this, and people are going to yell at me and say you should believe in God and go to church and all that stuff. I'm not an atheist, I do believe in God. But I'm not going to advocate anything in this video. Your religious beliefs I don't care about. My religious beliefs you shouldn't care about. Another person's homeless beliefs I don't care about. What I'm trying to tell you is I have seen what works and what doesn't. And for me, religion doesn't seem to work out here. So maybe I'm about to get hit on the head. Maybe I'm about to be struck by lightning, and that's fine. I'm open to it, okay? Maybe I'll have another revelation sooner or later, and I'll make another video about that if that happens, okay? Nothing's set in stone with me. I change my mind frequently about things. There's nothing wrong with changing your mind. So, the religious aspect of this predicament is, I don't think it's all that effective. Does God need to be involved with this? I mean, seriously, does God need to be involved in every single thing that goes on in our life? If that's the case, and he's so involved in every single thing in our life, why do we have free will? Well, anyways, you guys can talk about it and debate about it more. I'm not. I've got a life to live, and I've got a situation to get myself out of. If you want to light candles in your church for me, thank you. If you want to pray for me, thank you. If you don't want to do nothing, thank you. Okay, but what I do appreciate is you guys watching my videos.